Your life is like a puzzle piece. You gotta play the game. Then switch it up on you real quick. But check it out. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat. Then I go pass. No math. Ain't mad. Then I go fly. Then I multiply. Then I go fly. Right to the sky. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat. Then I go pass. No math. Ain't mad. Then I go fly. Then I multiply. Then I go fly. Right to the sky. Slay by. Piece by piece, spiritual trigger, I'm a road master. You don't wanna really get out of my way. You can maybe come and just roll faster. You can spin around on a nose blaster. I can be my second full soul snatcher. I go around and hear my toe tag ya. It's a closed case in a closed casket. Listen here, little child, you a whole bastard. Get the fuck out my face. If you ever was an enemy, listen, please get the fuck about my way. With no validation, don't care nobody. Give a fuck about my day. Trust and believe, I don't care about yours. You ain't really nothing I care about for. This ain't a movie, the red podcast. They don't care what's going on, plan my tour. Let it carry out, God, do this responsibilities. I ain't really here to carry out yours. Make you a hoe, everybody gonna know. I'ma say it and write it on their chalkboard. Cause it was a shit back then when you wanna switch your ex, you and him, y'all was sharing that floor. Yeah, y'all ain't really had no food, y'all was sharing that corn. Yeah, y'all ain't really know what to do, tell me where's the Lord. Yeah, if anybody wanna ask you, yeah, gotta be born. Yeah, life ain't usually be better, just gotta do another. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat, then I go pass. No math, ain't mad, then I divide, then multiply, then I go fly, right to the sky. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat, then I go pass. No math, ain't mad, then I divide, then multiply, then I go fly, right to the sky. Ain't no man plan, no connect. Oh, we ain't plan, no connect the dots. We having good ass conversations, but you're the only one that connect with cops. Best believe you're the last person that I'll ask to go check the spot. Sometimes I think to myself, you was born out the way it's like it take two to tango. Both of your parents are truly able. Somebody left the zoo cage open, you was born, I can give you a label. Trust me, my nigga, you special class. But put the ED after that. Compared to me, you would lose whenever. Ain't gotta argue who was better. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat, then I go pass. No math, ain't mad, then I divide, then I multiply, then I go fly, right to the sky. I put the two into the gap. 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 Got some chat, then I go pass. No math, ain't mad, then I divide, then I multiply, then I go fly, right to the sky.
Everybody on there. Ain't nobody about to be saved. Goddamn, we gotta break this shit down because look, the English language. Now look, nobody got to start speaking English. This is not what this live stream is about. What this live stream is about is learn how to see actions is louder than words and go into detail so you can find the devil in the detail. Oh, the specific words I'm saying. English. Oh, who made up this word and meaning? And does it even mean this in the same noun or whatever the case may be, based on me experiencing something, developing a mind, me experiencing another thing, it turning into actions, and me being able to start there before I get lost in someone else's aspect of starting there, and they started creating a whole bunch of words there. But see, the spiritual space they was in was degenerate. So when it comes to the pen gang language, English and things of that nature, it's on the pure premise of degeneracy. So people who's coming on the side of it as being in control in some way, shape, or form can only use it for degeneracy. Nothing, especially when it comes to spiritual stuff, it has nothing to do with a culture unless it's cosplaying. So it don't even have anything to do with the truth when it comes to morals and spirituality. English is purely based on conducting, interpreting, and business. So anybody using the English language, especially in politics, and put God behind it, spirituality behind it, the English language, those mind frames don't even come from English. So when we start to talk about people utilizing things, the people who in these positions, it'll help you not think it's a rabbit hole or whatever the case may be. It's just each governor that's being raised up, whoever y'all even want to consider Masons or whatever. It's just each governor that's being raised up to exercise trying to play God. Name one thing a government is doing that's not trying to play God when you separate from all the language and just look at the actions, right? I mean, we don't have money for people, but we have people's tax dollars to do anything. We put up a statue whenever they feel like it, do gentrification whenever they feel like it. And only person that is substantiated into that is each governor that's connected all the way to the White House, how they all group connect. So tell me how this ain't just the same shit as the 1700s. They just doing it in a punk way, like in a mental way. It's just really just meant to agitate y'all. It's always the same. So like, we're gonna have to explain to me how they not going to hell and how this sacrificing concept where that even mean anything. That don't exist. You only can sacrifice yourself. When you come up with an idea, especially if it got somebody else involved and it's not in their best interest, that's your own worst doing. You know what I'm saying? So you need to keep that in mind. Just like a lot of the spirits that evaporated who used to hang people. Hanging people is a concept of considering people are low-hanging fruit, and that's a human, not a fruit. So at some point, this is manifesto concept. This is manifested destiny. This is fake beliefs that come, only fake beliefs come from English and Latin, nowhere else. Everybody else probably got something real, like us Native Americans. English is made up, so any god or religion is made up, and it'll be the humans trying to play that. And small portions of Latin, not all Latin, just small portions that they're trying to teach over here that got a lot of Native American in it, because that's really what Latin over here is today, and a little bit of Spanish. It's just like they mixed up everything a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But if it's over here, it's still Native American first. Even English. English is Native American first. Latin, Native American first. Spanish, Native American first. Then they come with their little Spangler, England stuff based off each interpreter language that was created based upon pagan, based upon the geographical location that was colonized by a specific group of the Pilgrim culture. From Spain to England to Germany to French, they was all doing the same thing. Just their own little pockets might be whatever area in America that a pocket came. Like if you're on the East Coast, you might see a lot of our stuff mixed with it's gonna be native first, then English get built off of over here, French and Britain and Pilgrims. And when you get to the West Coast, English is made up off of Native American, Spanish, and Pilgrim, and a little bit. So it's like it's letting you know wherever we got invaded, that's when they started flooding in import export from other people and stuff like that. But the whole concept of this last live stream is let people know that the English language is just does that. They only talk about business. So the moment that it crossed boundaries and it start trying to use it for other things, it can only appear to be manipulation or whatever the case may be. But this is why I said everyone shall be naked, because it don't matter if people understand what I'm talking about or not. Every time you see a person actions based off the thought process of the English term, and it ain't somebody who just speak English and trying to understand their actions, they're going to be self-projecting. So right now, people who got the highest ego is going to be the first people that appear to be self-projecting the fastest. We only see that through governors. So just be aware, y'all. Look out. There's going to be a lot of individuals and write this shit down so y'all can put these in your new Bibles too. How to go to hell. So it's about to be a lot of humans extremely exercising going to hell. So these are going to be signs of their forefathers, whatever like that, been passed gone. Like Ben never ever came back and was trying to show people a right way to do something. So it's just people struggling and having to do it with manipulation ways. That's struggle ways in the spiritual world, right? Because you don't have no real mind state. And the only time it really was extreme force. So we're now at a time where it's sarcasm or something like that, or having to make up frustrations for people, like shit we're not even caring about or thinking about. And I mean, we could use it to spiritual ass kick though. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. But other than that, this is pretty much as far as it go. We're saying crash out energy. So everyone shall be naked. So even the person who want to claim, I fathered the English language or queen, I'm glad you the only one who want that credit. Start giving everybody their credit. Give everybody their credit back now. You ain't hold it back. Give everybody their credit. Don't claim no bullshit that you may have thought in your life too that it might have been a good reason for or whatever the case. No, give everybody they bullshit. If somebody want to claim a language that they the king or whatever, let them have that. Make sure you're looking at every percentage scale or however the case may be and stuff like that. Let people claim they Jesus. Let people hold on to their shit that's going to hell. Because you know better and you do better now. It's things of that nature. So this is another reason why the English language won't save anybody also, because the moment they start to cross boundaries in that area, they self-project and tell on themselves what they're using the English language for. So the English language ain't nothing but a self-projecting language at this point. It's a dead language. You can only use it for business, interpretation, and interacting with others. Nothing else. Nothing else. It has no use for a culture. It's no use for spirituality, morality, putting meanings behind things. You use English to put morality behind something. 9 times out of 10, it's a manipulating morality. Because it's made from individuals that if they're the most ones writing this down to remember it, and we're talking about colonists, then you have to understand that's the starting point. How something starts is how something ends. It don't matter if you learned good math up under Andrew Jackson School. You use your math for some Leonardo DiCaprio catch me if you can type shit. It's all learned. It's just learned behaviors and a whole bunch of psyops. So for the most part, everybody shall be naked. So this is what it means. All the way down to how they ruined. If you want to even talk about the government, they just ruined themselves online and stuff. So they showing everybody online that they're trying to like save face or something. I don't know, try to do something. But have at it. It's just self-projecting a failure. So yeah, let them have all that too. Like all the failure intelligence and stuff like that. Let these people have it so they can only claim it. They only ones can claim that stuff and stuff like that. Don't claim nobody's shit. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody because right now is the mental expression in the spiritual world is how much you want to show your mentality. And if your mentality is rooted in the physical world as manipulation or authority, like, or whatever, they ain't got nothing to do with relatability or synchronizing energy. So it's going to be seen firsthand, the intent, your original intent of what you're doing something for. And that's what you're getting judged for at this moment. Everybody. So every governor is going to hell at this point. Like nobody think right with this English language and what everybody's doing it for. No one think right. It ain't my fault. So, and then they're so lost in the English train of thought, they think they proving something to me and other content creators and stuff like that. Like, I'm pretty sure they're in my chat right now trolling. Like, you can't prove nothing to me. You using your mind to think about what you're doing. And just right now, you probably made it a part of me to respond to me about it. You're not proving to me shit. I'm a stranger to you. Hey, it's nothing you can prove to me. Like, and if you're lost in English, all right, even y'all concept of thinking about God as a train of thought is challenging other people's beliefs and cultures, which is why y'all create manifestos in the first place. So your highest intelligence is just challenging what I'm saying. You don't have nothing of your own. Where I'm going don't got shit to do with you. You got to do what you do, how you do it, and how we all, whether we all knew each other or not, created the mechanism to fuck and bring each other in the world is what everybody need to be worried about. The moment somebody come up with an idea and another person start to feel guilty if they gonna go to that idea or not, the person that feel guilty have already created that world for themselves. That's what hell is. Y'all have allowed English to create some type of monetary gain. So in one lens, it seemed like you're doing something right. In another lens, you seem like you're out of your mind. So what do that mean? Anytime y'all hear that term expert, but they ain't no brain surgeon, they don't know how to goddamn work on no goddamn heart, no teeth, no bones, no nothing like that. That's a fucking charlatan. It's made up. What are you? An expert at social studies? Made up white boy job. What are you, a expert at history? Made up white boy job. I mean, it took us to do things, and your family should be telling you what happened in history. And you might to tell me somebody rich because they regurgitating a whole bunch of shit some washy shoe wrote, and then we making that curriculum. These are just easy. This is what I call creating a game only you can win in. They just made up shit. This is how they make up gods, make up law, but none of this shit can save you right now. And it's no such thing as sacrificing other people You're lost in a concept of thinking how other people think means what's going to happen to you. It's this self-projection. So that could only start as someone needs someone else to have a belief and act like that belief to even harm them. It's all self-projection. This is why the English language is not going to be able to save you. Obviously, y'all not tapping into anything real to even know that you could be lost in the English language and still be able to see representations that you can separate and kick the can down the road from someone, right? That's letting you know there's presence beyond. You won't even know how a beaver dam make beaver dams unless you're sitting down watching. So that's study stuff. So that lets you know everybody test studies. They're getting rich off safari channels. They're getting rich off of, but this is the aspect of not knowing nothing. And then if you amongst other humans and you trying to belittle them, but you don't know something, it gets into demonizing, but secretly stealing their shit and just trying to find a way your highest intelligence could do it. And at this point, we're just starting to see it in government as technology. They really don't have no mental capacity though. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand that. We're dealing with a time where everybody is going to be naked. You're already naked, but the more you exercise what you're doing, you're taking more clothes off. So the more we start to see people use these English terms to do their original intent, they're taking clothes off. But when a person is already going to hell, already less in layers, they're going to have to feel like putting clothes on is a job and it's the right thing to do. So it's about to be a whole bunch of jackets being put on, a whole bunch of new laws, new badges, I'm a PhD, a new shit, because they can't use the old retarded versions that they did the same starting point with no more. You're seeing something's dying out in all kind of capacities, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So spirits who have a jealous God, this is why it's important for spirits like me and other spirits to be here, because you're dealing with people who are out of their mind. So you need to make sure you check yourself so you're not even in these people's way and let these people self-destruct. And then God will show you when you're so powerful of a spirit, they got to make something up to even attack you. And that's when you know you're God's child. And these are animals in the spiritual world that's just scavengers looking for any real thing to ravage the trash or ravage another actual being. So that lets you know the mind is the world. If you inside of the holy, you got your own body, holy, absolute earth. In all actuality, the hell will be the solar plexus or the mind state of just some animal creature. But you're only able to see it through the pocket of this sun because we're in Yehovah. But if you don't know how to be relatable and then seek with Yehovah, where did your spiritual race come from? But it can only get born through us. Alien just means a thought that get mixed in with other people's thoughts that it ain't from. But they use the same type of substance. In this concept, substance is just the ability to think. So we all have the ability to create a substance, but we don't all get our thoughts from the same place. So when spirits create a spaceship, a thought, the thoughts represent their space. Now you have a collection of thoughts from animals that then got close to the thoughts and the beings that we in as natural people. And then that thought came in, mixed with our thought and mixed in as fleshly fluid. So they can only be born through us. See, this is why you can't even, and I hate to even bring race in it, but at some point I have to. This is why you can't find the origins of the white race, because they came out of our nuts. They came out of our dick. They came out of every indigenous race dick. So at some point, when you come after the fact, your mind state in the mind is just where you at, but you think you try to self-project that on earth. So think about it like this. They think they're human. So that since they're looking like us in some way, shape, or form, they make up a concept like Lucifer falling from hell or Lucifer separating itself or whatever the case may be. Right? That's not the story. That's not what it is. You're trying to be a man and woman, and you came after. Anytime a spirit is born in a world after a collection of spirits created a mind and body already, then you're trying to figure out how can you take, because you have no origin existence. You have no origin concept. So your origin is, I can survive even through destruction, and something was here already. So I don't have to describe that. And then when you look like a human now, based upon being mixed in our evolution, you can only come up with your highest ideology, challenging. So you can only challenge other people's culture and origin beliefs while you in the middle of being born and being in an origin belief. You can only challenge people gods and challenge it while everybody don't live inside of you in some type of way. You can only, so this is the lineage of hell beings that's confused because you're just born in something after. You have no parts on creating it. So when we create naturally and genuine, right, that's fire, water, air, and earth. So we make something hot. We create it what cold is, distance. We create it what something hot is, being too close. We create it what air is, being able to change shape and form and cool off in a sweet spot. We create it what water is, being able to emotionally connect. Teamwork makes the dream work. That's what actually became the temperament became temperature. Spring, summer, fall, winter. When you're just born in the spirit world, in the mind, and then born through people in the physical, you don't have no foggy idea, but yet you're going to be in a position of learning how to manipulate more. So it's going to be in this kind of situation, right? You got a neighbor that already know how to farm their yard. You got some neighbors who don't know how to farm the yard. Of course, their highest intelligence is figuring out how they can use and abuse your farming equality if they don't have to. And now we just got to the point that if we evolved into humans and they look like us, you got guns to do it. But other than that, they have no mental capacity about anything. Even their order and everything that they do is taken from people's culture that was doing it genuine. And the only reason genuine civilizations crash is because invasive species doing synthetic things. The end. They even have to make up a god to justify that's what makes them more superior. Lying and manipulating, where if everybody not lying, there's no reason to even get backstabbed, and there won't be no reason for someone to claim that's a superior way of thinking. So at some point, we're dealing with a spiritual washing machine flushing system where they all get ready to go back to the that Emma race, and they've been doing that. That's their hell. They can't evolve, because they don't know how to practice building layers on themselves. So this is the whole concept of me breaking down the English language, but really the train of thought before you start speaking it. You have to already be institutionalized to use these words with the meanings that don't work for you, especially if you're on a percentage scale of a person who think they're in charge of these words. So you could come up with a word, a meaning, and gambling and make it a law, anything that you want, or whatever the case may be, right? These are things people getting trapped in as a symbol. Not the person that they're doing this to, them themselves from coming up with this. So you shall be naked. So everything that your intent is going to be filtered through a bullshit ass English, because you haven't built yourself up to be able to filter through it and use it superbly. So everybody is meeting their own demise on their own at this particular time. And all we got to do is really just sit back and watch, for real. You know what I'm saying? People giving away their respect, giving away their value, giving away their credibility. And the people who don't have that for themselves, they had to build up a synthetic version of that. Oh, this person got credibility, let's take it or destroy it. Oh, this person got an ego, let's take it or destroy it. Or the whole time they didn't build none of these things for themselves. So when it comes time for everybody to listen to them, no role model. When it comes time for everybody to go how they're going about things, they can't teach us, because it got to be shadow, got to be in the hidden, got to be manipulated. So it's just mathematics to go to hell. I wouldn't recommend anyone to join no cult. And if you're part of a cult, I will advise you to separate as soon as possible and find yourself, because you have lost yourself. And you're lost in something in your mind, and you think you're doing something else outwardly, but you're really get ready to only express to people where you're going. Earth is the platform to show all spirits where they came from and where they're going. You came from hell, you ain't doing nothing but showing everybody else that's where you get ready to go, back in your mind, so you can't bring that back on earth. You got anybody that's following you with grace, they knew better, they should do better. They'll only be able to do it in a watered down version, and if they keep trying to go hard about amongst that, they create a more extreme hell, whatever the case may be. So this is where spirit evaporation is even coming from, which is why we even see the government right now need so much other ethnicities and downsizing, and they can stay a little small pocket of Homer Simpsons and playing that rich game based upon property. But don't go too far exercising that with the word either, because you're not even really gonna have no help. You keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? So just like chill, back up, retract, relax, you know what I'm saying? Reevaluate what's going on so you can get intact, you can get back attached. Y'all are fully detached from reality. Y'all are fully detached from anything real. And y'all are only connected to things that's going through a washing machine cycle that's beyond the people that y'all even trying to look at to think is influencers or anything of that nature. Y'all, for an example, right? This is the best way I can make it make sense. And if you can't make this make sense in your own life, I don't care what position you are, hey, you got a false sense of thinking intelligence then, and you about to start trying to criticize people, and then you gonna be the only one look retarded, right? Let's take the news in consideration. Let's use this as an example, right? The news say we gotta check. Let's say if they say something like this, we got to check influencers. All right, you just self-projected. Why your mind on that? Y'all have been the only influencers since the beginning. So you see what I'm saying? That's it. That's what Yehovah want everybody clear. It got to be simple for everybody, or whatever the case may be. So it show you, if you go down that line of reasoning and train of thought, they just in a position of calling. It's trying to play God. So they're trying to even control that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're trying to control. No, we want to be the only influencers of the world. So now you'll start to realize how petty Jewish sentimentism is. You'll really start to see why it ain't no DNA test for the Illuminati or anything. Like you'll really get it clear. And then when your mind see that, you'll be like, hold on. And you don't see no other place for these people but hell. Like you don't see no, and you would know what it actually is. It ain't something no God put somebody in. It's something we make. We make it. You got to work hard to make it to hell. That ain't something that's just already here in existence. Species and humans made that shit. You only can make it by being lost in the mind, and you bullshitted with your mind and thought you was doing something outwardly. Whatever you're doing outwardly, you're doing to yourself. And you only get to realize that when it's too late. That's like going somewhere, and if somebody told you going down the wrong road, that ain't the way to the Cheesecake Factory or shit like that. Right? You not gonna know it's the wrong way if you stubborn until you get too far and the GPS say you gotta turn around and you a half an hour behind now and shit like that. But if something was to tell you or whatever the case may be, it ain't even like you could convince your way to be like, no, you wrong. Cheesecake Factory is still my way, I'm going. And if something was to warn you, what good is it being considered something as a destination if it could warn you already? And if that quality ain't there, that's a made-up human thought of something putting you in a hell if it ain't got no trickle-down system to warn you this what it takes to go to hell. And in all actuality, shit, we should be the representation of that. But people don't believe people like that to make sense out of shit. So, like I said, when they get there and realize the Cheesecake Factory ain't that way, that's when they're going to realize it's too late. But that's the only way you will be knowing that you're not where the Cheesecake Factory at. That's the only way to get to hell. If you get a warning or whatever, of course, and even a degenerate, a manipulating person would sit there and be like, well, why ain't God showing us it's there or whatever? Because it wouldn't be created. So you got an English mentality about something. Authority already, something have to tell you something. And these things you talking about based off your bias in that way is purely things we make ourselves. So you coping with something that ain't even got nothing to do with it. You put in a bias on something else that ain't got nothing to do with the mind state you're making and things of that nature. So you're trying to run away from the truth. This is what it means in the spiritual world. It goes beyond words. Words can't save you. English can't save you. English can't save you. There's not an English word that can save you. The shit I'm talking about right now. I'm having a hard time even breaking it down in English. You know what I'm saying? You just got to be a goddamn a planeton over a planeton to be able to understand this, how this cycle go. Do not mess up the way this archetype is. The archetype itself is a procedure, not us. We have to anthropomorphize this archetype, and then if we can't come up with a logical anthropomorphizing and origin story, then this archetype ain't real. But it was very real for somebody to stick their dick in your mother for you to be born. So what are you talking about? Like, you're just coming up with dumb shit. When y'all turn 18, y'all got to chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, calm down. Now, when it comes to English itself, right, the institutionalized mind state it got a lot of y'all in is leading there by default. Now, if you don't know no better, you're going to have grace. You know what I'm saying? If you know better, you're in a position of feeling like you in charge of this and you can use it how you want, like a lawyer or something like that. That's what it means to go to hell. There is no other hell but you getting trapped in your own mind at what you made. And it can only be a sign, a symbol, a caricature, visual. These are things that before it become physical, we have these ideas for it to produce and do these things naturally in the world. So we make these type of existences. We have a whole bunch of people doing degenerate versions of these things. You see what I'm saying? So they can only exercise that with themselves. So, I mean, here's the thing. Let's say if you want to be in a cult and you don't believe this real, then what the fuck is your point of using symbolism there? That's the very thing we're talking about. It's just they be lost in over-exaggerating the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like how we used to set up technologies and shit like that ain't nothing more but like street signs. So we might all come with a term of conditions of a color and a meaning behind it, right? Let's say Miskaki, what I got on. And let's say, all right, for everybody else to understand and who don't understand, we're going to create an esoteric booby trap. We're going to put this object and give this meaning, give a meaning to it, color it Miskaki, and then for the most part, place it in an area for the meaning. Those who don't know will discover what it means once they start to become aware of whatever we set up. And those who do know that that's like nothing more but a street sign or a place of direction or whatever we got as a term of condition of agreements, right? So, okay, that's programming, like the natural way, right? If you want to do it the natural way. Now, the way how they got it is based off manipulation and persuasion, where their original intent is to lie about something, not something to help us all understand something. Something only they can understand, but you can't, and they create a false understanding of it. First, you have to understand the starting point of a person with a mentality like that. They stole it from people like me, my people, off the bat, just to even try to do it like Robert Greene in a negative way. So you're already on the starting point of going to hell. And then, for the most part, it's organ implosion. It's for self-serving. It's plucking from something that we all got from something that you trying to self-serve. So you serving two masters. You're not serving all of us and the representation of God. You're serving something for yourself, plucking from us. When that dry up, it can only be you taking from other people's ideas, Norm. Now that it ain't no more in the land. Once the ideas dry up, now you can only use yourself. But if all these ideas dried up and these was your jackets, your esoteric clothes, now you got clothes that can't protect you in a new weather. Now you become naked. All these clothes was narratives, cultures, language that was built off of it, and anything that was predicated on the self-serving is at its winter stage of it. It's Superman stage of it. You can't even use these clothes to protect yourself. And when a spirit go through an experience, these words and these expressions you showing cannot save from people seeing your true intent and what you truly are. You see what I'm saying? And the moment you try to throw that on someone else, you got to prove it. You got to prove all things. And if you don't got no percentage scale, or you don't know how to fight fire with real fire, not this manipulating fire, where your intellect, and then it bends down through your star, and you a real star, real influence that you really could persuade other people that this person you don't like or whatever like that, but you on the starting point of creating intents that's negative and shit like that, because can't nobody do that. If you started on that intent, you're an old outdated race. But let's say if you do try to do that, or whatever the case may be, that's going to be what you're up against. You're going to be trying to pull from an old narrative, thinking it's a presupposition, trying to exercise it. And if you in a negative intent and using that, you're digging yourself a more hole even before you go to hell. You know what I'm saying? You won't even be able to use the things that you was on in the first place to even substantiate whatever retarded other synthetic thing that Yehovah no longer want in existence anymore. You know what I'm saying? So you got to peep game. This the times we in right now where people is butthurt, but they think that they can prove something to strangers for some strange reason. So that lets you know their starting point is I think, therefore I am. Not I am, therefore I think. So they don't know who they are. So they need general opinion. You know what I'm saying? They lost under Shaleoti. They need public opinion. Them trying to fight it is just being childish. You a kid. Only children do that in the spiritual world and the physical world. So you haven't grown up yet. So it's still in that challenging energy. I don't believe what you're saying. You're yapping. You need Jesus Christ. You need that. No, you are grown, stinking ass man inside of a cult trying to use those terms and play those energies yourself. And you're trying to protect it. The end. You're not doing anything else. That's how Yehovah see it. That's how any other spirit see it. And you are out of your mind. You're lost. And you're trying to self-project that onto other individuals to believe your false presupposition that we're still up under the 1700 books. You know what I'm saying? So we have to get that clear. Everybody have to be naked. Anytime you see anybody in somebody's chat, it's either going to be two routes. A person who lost, but they got grace because they don't know no better, and someone who think they're in charge of the English terminology, so they're coming at it with an ego intent. That is someone in the cult trying to play these things. So when you see them start promoting Jesus, I do not know you. When you see them promoting Muhammad, I do not know you. When you start, you do not know these things, right? These people are foreigners in the spiritual world. Yehovah want nothing to do with these people. They're getting a spiritual ass kicked on earth right now. And they're just using any physicality and fake mental concept as a fake false sense of superiority that means nothing to what they're given senses of power and superiority to. It has nothing to do with reality. It's just causing problems for yourself and others. And if you're on the intent end of doing it on purpose, you're going to hell and not being able to come back and do that anymore anyway. And if you have grace, you're just going to be part of this washing machine cycle that we are experiencing right now. It take all other ethnicities to be filling up the world, filling up these governments, filling up these militaries, filling up these politics and shit like that. All we seeing is a smaller pocket. Eventually on Fox and CBS and Fox, you're only going to see about 2 white people left. You know what I'm saying? All the rest of the ones ain't gonna want no smoke with none of the kind of energies or everything in that nature. And then after that, the end. It's just about to be a whole tan, brown, dark, black world again. It's like the pale energy evaporated themselves. So so don't look at this like a this some type of future or whatever. No, we're in real time. This is real time. Like this ain't it been happening. It's been happening since the 1700s. People that's lost in English and in other ways about stuff. Like y'all gotta really look at it like this. Think about white supremacy. Not to even get racist, but we gotta break this down for a second. Think about white supremacy, right? And think about when white supremacy exercising power. And think about just them having a way. No one will be out of slavery. So it's letting you know, ain't nobody had no God first, them. Ain't nobody just woke up one day and say, let's do right. Ain't nobody said, oh, let's all have love and peace. No, it's just motherfuckers start fighting back. That stopped slavery. They needed a new manipulation tactic, so eugenics and stuff. Motherfuckers start opening their mouth. They never stopped doing what they always was doing. The only thing we experiencing is spirit evaporation. Every decade, they don't have enough people like they used to. Or we will still see it, and we will still see powers and numbers, and they wouldn't be giving a fuck. And we'll be seeing just Andrew Jackson energy everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that because you're getting spirit evaporation. When they on earth think they're spirit cooking themselves. When they in the real world thinking they're affecting people with their own parasitic energy. They're just adding on to spirit evaporation. No one has to spirit evaporate. People could just be in hell and then you just there a little bit longer than others. No one ever had to spirit evaporate. So you got to think this is a real thing. Some of their descendants came and wrote these things down from the starting point of stealing people's culture. So if it ain't Yehovah, let's say it's Jehovah, J, the letter V, that teach soul sleep. No Native Americans, not even Yehovah, Native American practitioners and things of that nature have no study about soul sleep. That's Jehovah Witness, Jews, Pilgrims. They teaching y'all how to just go to hell and evaporate and not be nobody. But if you ain't in their position, you won't be in no synthetic ego of thinking you somebody because you got money in a position, but you still going to hell in a more higher version than the other people you trying to make feel like they ain't nobody. This is a real thing. Jews practice going to hell. Masons, Illuminati, the government, because it kind of look like they all doing the same thing when you take the words from it. They all doing Jesuit shit. So that's how you go to hell. But y'all just lost in English terms and meanings and stupid stuff. Like, so, I mean, it ain't my fault, but a stupid person can only start self-victimizing. We just have people in positions, they're funded to do degenerate shit. So they about to be funded to start acting like manifestos so they can actually exercise their own manifestos. It's like they just really in their own hell. Like they really talking to themselves and they think it's a presupposition because we're all speaking English. See, that's why it's important. Y'all got to start, just sit back and watch. Look at these people self-destruct. They don't know what they doing. They just winging it. And they just trying to bring people with them to hell or something. That's the only way I can look at it. Like, I don't really get it. I don't understand something. But the more I see a person just not doing no relatable shit and your intent is based on causing another stranger frustration, you got that from a colonist taking over other people's land. You already going to hell from not even being on your land, let alone whatever you came up with in some Satanist church. It's dumb. Anybody even arguing for Jesus is dumb. It's like, it's literally dumb. Everybody literally arguing over white boys' beliefs. I don't care who you is. If you having a religious debate, if you ain't talking about this shit the way I talk about it, like just casting stones at it and shitting on that shit, and then talking about what's more important, your spiritual shit, so people can look at it like it just don't compete. Whatever this spiritual shit is, Jesus was a reprobate then. And all this fucking shit is lost in his den. It was this shit. Fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? People not men, not women. They're charlatans. They're grifters. Anytime somebody talk about they something in spirit, you're a grifter. You need to get with a culture. That's the only time church will actually be real. Or you a grifter. You teaching somebody else's culture. You called it God. And somebody put you in a position that's actually going to a larger hell than you to make this reality or something like that. Then it's not. It's synthetic. Anytime Joe Osteen going to hell, he teach Christianity every day. Where's the Christian DNA test? That Jesus ain't his family. That's a group of people and their culture. And the book is written in the people that destroyed them context. So how is this even being used for church? Any psychology? Like, whoever created that concept all need to go to jail. Who's ever acting that out, you need a straitjacket. Like, that's it. Everybody has to be naked. You just can't be running around talking about you something in spirit and you think you about to be in a position of controlling somebody's laws. You think you about to be in a position of you being respected. Like, what are you even talking about at some point? You know what I'm saying? Then start saying us and we and up under God. Wait a minute. What are you talking about? I'm not in your position. So I don't know what you talking about. You have to explain to me or go somewhere and just talk to your people. And if you making money off other people, help other people be able to talk to their own people. And that's how we relate. Other than that, all this authority shit, you're going to hell. So right now, whatever they doing to us, do to them. Antagonize. You see any mental pressure, antagonize it. Make them be the most extreme racist in the world and keep your hands to yourself because this is a spiritual warfare going on right now. And people have an intent in their mind already. So we need to exercise circumstances to put them in a bind, where we already know what you want to do physically. We're going to put your mind state in a box. So if you do it physically, you going to hell. If you don't do it physically, you going to hell. Either way, you either change your life, your intent, or you going to hell. No actions you can do on either side is working in your favor. You just got to change your life at this point. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you don't do and you still got a negative intent, you going to hell. Whatever you do, you just speed up the process of going to hell. So you just need to change your intent. Don't put nobody in no position where you're showing us you against us and then you need us to vote for y'all. That don't work. That don't work, Chief. So y'all peep game. Any funny governor. You got a New York governor that's allowing people just to put stupid statues there and stuff like that, they need to be waiting around with an empty city hall there. Because obviously they didn't have to discuss shit with y'all to do that. But they need y'all to be in an uproar and argue with each other if y'all voting for the right person or not to do the same fucking shit for the next 4 years. Just antagonize people for shit that no one even give a fuck about. I can see if, let me use myself for an example. I can see if I was in the business of statue making. I ain't in the business of statue making. So whoever in the business of statue making, whether they doing it for some negative intent to make somebody else mad who ain't in on it, or whether they doing it for some shit that they genuinely feel good about or whatever the case may be. Who gives a fuck? That's their problem. The moment that they try to get in my face, oh, the statue got to be an image or something that's like, so that's purposely you in your own hell. And then you going further into hell. Once you get a powerful mind like mine's focused on that shit, I don't know what y'all think about what control of the mind is. You don't want no focus from nothing. Mind states is added on. If I ain't create something and you force me to focus on something and all of my powerful mind go into it, that's your hell. That's your seed you added on. I ain't got nothing to do with that. You ain't had no business making me focus on that. I don't know where y'all be pulling out pockets and existences at. Let's say you stay in a neighborhood or anywhere, right? And you know you got some shit that a lot of other people won't and shit like that, right? Mentally and physically, you're creating psyops around it of not allowing people to know you got it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a situation where you know it's up for protection because you know how powerful it is or however the case may be. All right, that's like gold or whatever, anything. These people don't act in that same kind of energy. They give everything away. All you see is eyeballs everywhere. All you see, it's like, it's the dumbest shit ever. It's dumb. But I don't even get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just, you just self-projection who y'all are in this motherfucking shit. So I don't get it. If I was them, I'd delete every goddamn thing in that nature. But they go into damn hell based off English and shit like that. And then trying to express themselves being God or whatever the case may be. Like, oh, you don't want that. You don't want that. Trust me, when you doing something, you don't even want your family member that borrow money all the time to know when you get paid. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that they might got ways to come at you that you can't say no. Right? So that's the highest percentage scale, a higher percentage scale of knowing what's happening in reality and shit like that. Like when you experience that. Now take that in a spiritual world and stuff like these cats is all over the place. It is all over the goddamn place. And things like they want people to know what they doing and then try to act like the genuine way that we are doing things. When you got something going good, you want nobody to know about it. They all over the place. So they think somebody else's belief is categorized where they're going. And if you control people's thoughts or something like that, that means something. No, that just puts you in a bigger hell. The more enemies, the more hell. Because you just got strangers thinking about you now. Like you have to be on earth and cope with something. But people like that get hunted. I believe that. Because you're like people who on earth trying to cope with them thinking it's a good thing, making strangers upset about something emotionally. The atmosphere is what's connecting all of us, is our thoughts and feelings. You created a seed and put other spirits to focus on you and start throwing negative thoughts and feelings at you. And you must have lacked something in your life to replace that which you think you're doing something and you feel good about it. Because it's just some physical shit you can't take with you. You can't pack up no land and go on vacation, and you damn sure ain't gonna die and take all this money with you. And you damn sure ain't about to have 1,000 dreams about you doing something like you was alive. This is dumb. So for the most part, it'll be a person in that type of energy, and they think the more I can control other strangers, this what makes me God of earth. No, this what makes you not care about your damn self. You done lost your damn mind and got lost in other people's mind. So you on some type of train of thought and line of reasoning of so many different thoughts and feelings, your spirit not going to know how to get out of that experience. That's hell on the highest level. And those are the only spirits that be creating spirit evaporation and shit like that, because they be dealing with being haunted even before they die. They be trying to harness strangers' thoughts with spirits that's actually enemies of theirs, or they did negative things to. So they try to harness a whole bunch of toxicity that ain't good for them. and trying to control it, but being alive, thinking that's the right thing to do while experiencing prostate cancer eventually, organ implosion eventually. All of this is what's coming from it, right? And then for the most part, and get sick. And then this is how you have to even be born as that type of race anyway. But this is how we're here in general. Before anybody think about false senses of power and shit, that's dumb. That's stupid shit, right? That's the survival in the spiritual world, nakedness, animal, sheep. But like, here's the thing. Right? That's not a thing. These are people creating the mass hells for themselves and having to run from themselves. Not even, and didn't build no own layers of protection and their own inner vibe. So they're running from everything that they did outwardly, and they're running from it from themselves. And there'd be a whole bunch of images of people that they thought they did something to outwardly that they thought they were smiling about. You know what I'm saying? So this could be a person smiling, getting killed every day, smiling, getting slaughtered and shit like that. Then got to learn how to take it serious and stop smiling. This ain't nothing serious. You're just dying and you're not experiencing dying. You know what I'm saying? And shit like, you know, all this kind of ain't gonna be able to find death. This is until they all become a rock star. That mind become a shriveled up, the only physicality it could become again, an asteroid. It can never be born as a living organ again and do that process and skip that whole process, right? And then that spirit inside of it just want to cut off all thoughts and feelings because the only thing real is experiences. And these thoughts and feelings is playing out like if they had an organ still. You know what I'm saying? Because the mind been in and become an organ. So the more they cut off, they figure out that's the best thing to do and they think that's the right thing to do until they're not even connected to that rock and collection of minds anymore. The spirit evaporated, no longer can spark awareness, non-existence. You know what I'm saying? Vacuumed itself out. So any spirit descended that bring a concept of vacuum in reality where we know vacuumism don't exist, they're getting ready to go to hell too. They're just taking like the last little particle substances of spirits that used to be inside those rocks in the mental spiritual world, and they evaporated. They getting ready to go down that same route. The end. You know what I'm saying? All right, so everybody who going to heaven, what we doing? I said real shit. I'm trying to go on a date. I'm trying to go on some dates. I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to go do some shit. I'm trying to mouthpiece me. And I'm trying to have some documents written down and all this kind of shit. And I'm trying to be a man. I'm trying to work on something and shit like that. And I'm trying to inspire all car corporations and shit like that. Stop putting the motherfucking batteries next to the left motherfucking tire and leave it up in the goddamn hood for a man can change his goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? Real shit in the end. I don't go no further than that, bitch. I don't want to hear no goddamn stuff. I don't care about nobody talk about no news, no government, no nothing. Go to hell in peace. I'm saying real shit. No government shit, no nothing by anything. Y'all can have that. You can have that. That's what you like. Claim it. You know what I'm saying? Who created the napalm nuclear weapon? Claim it. Now I need you to be up here saying, "Hey, we did the most efficient stuff in the world, and we created the goddammit biggest bombs and shit like that, and then goddammit, we need everybody to know that I created it. Go ahead, claim it." Yeah, goddammit, shit. I created the napalm bomb. I created the explosions. I created the goddamn biggest thing. Yeah, claim that shit. Who created the Jesus Christ shit? Claim that shit. Yeah, y'all ain't about to be up here taking over Imam and claiming Israel and shit like that. Where is the person who created Jesus Christ shit? I dare some philosopher who's an expert in history or something sit up here and have an argument. They ain't get ready to tell us who created it. They get ready to tell us some lostness, how good they took it and believed in the spirit, and it possibly could have been somebody 2,000 years ago. Shit, why are you getting rich off of it? Why are we listening to you about it? Yeah, go to hell. Anybody using English, they don't need scamming. These are all charlatans, they all scammers and things of that nature. So the best thing they could do is hate on content creators. So use this as a new optic. Who's the best content creators? People who shadow ban, but somehow still have enemies somehow. Like if a person shadow ban and they trying to create delusions like this, no one's watching this person, where do that person get haters at? They can only be talking to people that actually care about what they saying and people that they try to connect to. Where would the hate come from? You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all should know I'm the highest on here because I was just talking about astrology and they shadow banned me. I was on here just being my damn self. Now you see them saving face right now. You see them throwing up Candace Owens still in my shit. Myron Gaines still in my shit. Andrew Tate still in my shit. Anton Daniel stealing my shit. They all stealing content, and these are government psyops. They're government plans. They know about the AI. They be working with the AI and stuff like that, and they here to try to make an optic look good. No, if y'all want to talk about the government, you got to look like this. Candace Owens, Pearly Gates, Myron Gang. This is what they're doing right now, right? We about to make sure we writing all this shit down and crash it. Let them crash out. So every time you even hear these people promote people, they shouting out destinies, like people that's not connected with reality or Americans. We can snatch American from them. It's New WURLDIAH America. We don't know what y'all talking about. We don't know what Candace. Hey, y'all, literally listen to Candace Owens and tell me they ain't copying me for the past 10 years. Literally tell me that's not the government watching me and saying we need someone to make it look like this would it look like if you are, because we don't respect him. Tell me anything is different. That's why you starting to hear them try to slide in Jeffrey Epstein ain't dead now and stuff like that. Y'all so they just sitting there watching my channel. Y'all know I uploaded that last year. Y'all saying it's probably on the Patreon right now. I ain't deleting shit. Y'all saying you see what they doing? Y'all see how I'm the most intelligent in the world? Like, I'm literally the most intelligent in the world. All right, I dare one of you motherfuckers make a psyop online right now about, oh, there's some new car, and I will go ahead and break it even down even more. All the motion cap pictures and y'all people trying to make believe people real. They even got real people like Anton Daniels, he'll have half fake people that he know about, then like 2 to 3 real people on his goddamn panel. Then they be sitting there trying to act like they having fake meetups. Go ahead, try me. Try something else. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be. Everybody going to motherfucking hell. Because y'all did enough shadow betting and y'all did enough motherfucking shit. And y'all doing mental pressures out in this motherfucker. And I know I'm the highest intelligence in the motherfucking world. There ain't no higher than motherfucking intelligence. You motherfuckers gonna know who Yehovah is. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no other motherfucking masquerading. No motherfucker ain't no goddamn English language and shit like that. All they little psyops that they doing, these celebrities, these punk ass sports people, right? Let all these people bury themselves in hell. Yehovah at work. Yehovah is at work. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to understand that. You sit back in peace. If you God's child, you sit back, look, watch, let people bury the goddamn self. You don't do anything else. You sit back and let God work. God don't work in no English terminology and no Latin that some white boy get ready to say. We see God at work. Just a simple fact, they take all the other ethnicities to represent a news channel, right? It will be no such thing as a Jasmine Crockett. We seeing God at work. It ain't got nothing to do with no specific race or nothing. It got something to do with the end of colonism. The end. It's over, y'all. God at motherfucking work. God see everything. Y'all don't see shit. It's a synthetic eyeball. Anytime y'all see an eyeball or any goddamn thing, you got the government trying to rock you to sleep mentally, and you need to be protecting your kids right now, and you need to be writing everything down, because we got perverts with false idolizing, idol worship belief. The eyeball, idol worship. The crown, idol worship. Any Masonic symbol, idol worship. So they can only be in a position of making you believe they bullshit. Stop them in their tracks. They use English, Latin to try to make you in some spooky term, government, Jew, Mason, 6-point star, Rimfram, or whatever the case may be. You need to be getting paid and respiration and shit like that. Because ain't nobody got time to be fucking with white boys' mental illness. That's all it is. So anything that they exercising, to the most high negative, dropping a bag to kill people, to the most low, being sarcastic, trying to make strangers frustrated. It goes no further. It goes no further. Let these people go to hell. You know what I'm saying? It don't go no further than that. Yeah, who was watching? Flight boss, bitch, you know. Push out. Yeah, now listen to the Mind of that Terry's Moon. I am the real Royal Archangel Uriel. Tell me one person, even in government, they're Christians, right? Or whatever. Where's Uriel? Where's Jesus? Where's God? Or it's just something in spirit, right? That y'all can just go exercise taking people's lands and shit like, hey, y'all ain't in a position to be talking about nothing. I'm going to tell you that right now. Go to hell and wipe y'all ass with Jeffrey Epstein list. Make sure he wiping his ass with it too on his little golf course he on right now.